Greetings one and all, this is Revenge of the Fallen, here to make YouTube a less confusing place. It's a good thing that YouTube now allows people to upload videos longer than 15 minutes, because this commentary is definitely longer than 15 minutes. Anyway, today I will be commenting on a user called Nesteph, who has nearly 500 videos and 400 subscribers. With so many vids and subs, you would think his videos were good. Unfortunately, they're nothing more than incoherent ramblings filmed with a crappy webcam and uploaded without any editing whatsoever. Seriously, this guy makes Shadowblaze X8 look entertaining. The video I'm commenting on is called Fake Atheist, and for sake of time I'm skipping the first minute where he talks about his new room setup and crappy drawing.
The point of the video,
which we couldn't possibly tell by the title,
outside of showing you my onion and my flour,
which is utter crap,
is to address this whole thing with, I call it the fake atheist dilemma we have here.
Considering you only mention SC Cup, Kirk Cameron, and survivors of near-death experiences, it's not much of a dilemma now, is it? It's really more of a non-issue.
Now, some of you have seen these people around. You've seen them on television talking about their near-death experiences and how that transferred them towards, belief.
Yes, who would have thought that nearly dying would force somebody to reconsider their worldview about the afterlife and God?
Well, if that was the case, then you weren't an atheist to begin with.
Because an atheist isn't going to question whether or not there's a God or not if they nearly die and experience something that appears to be the afterlife, right? Now, we can debate whether or not near-death experiences are reliable evidence for an afterlife, let alone God, but clearly such traumatic experiences would force someone to at least consider whether or not God exists.
Or the stupid whore that went on Fox News who was talking about how the evil liberal media is destroying Christianity.
Her name is SC Cup. If you're going to mention someone, at least research their name ahead of time.
That would not be anything an atheist would be concerned about.
Throughout this video, Nesteph is going to play the no true scotsmen fallacy, which argues that a person who's part of a group cannot be something, and if they are that thing, then they were never part of that group to begin with. The classic example is that no true Scotsman puts sugar in their porridge, and if a Scotsman does put sugar in their porridge, then that person was never a true Scotsman. This fallacy has been used numerous times by Christians who invalidate Christians who fall away from the faith. A true Christian can never fall away from God, and if they do, they were never a true Christian to begin with. Nesteph is going to make the exact same assertion, only backwards.
It's like, what, really? And first of all, for two reasons. There's no such thing as the liberal media.
There's no such thing as the liberal media? Hey Nesteph, if you want proof of liberal media, just turn on the news. Oh wait, you're a liberal, and any hint of liberal ideology is just going to appear as fact to you.
I don't know who these crazy people are.
Well, let me give you a few names. ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, CNNBC, MSNBC, The New York Times, The Washington Post, NPR, Air America, Daily Kos, and The Huffington Post. Any of those ring a bell?
Never seen them before.
Actually, you probably have. You just never noticed it before because, well, you're a liberal.
All I see is either conservative or corporate media.
The only conservative media I'm familiar with is Fox News and most of talk radio. As for the corporate media, of course they're not liberal. Corporations can't be liberal. Just look at General Electric.
So it's all bullshit anyway, so there's no liberal media to speak of.
The entire media may not be liberal, but there are liberal media outlets out there that are either subtle with their bias, MSNBC and New York Times anyone, or they're open about it. Air America and Huffington Post, for example.
I've never seen them really do anything bad to Christianity. Outside of not let them say dumb shit that doesn't actually happen.
Keep them from saying dumb shit that doesn't actually happen. Care to elaborate on that?
And even that is one of the few things I can actually commend them on. Because their coverage of shit sucks.
I will have to agree with you on that, though not for the reasons you gave. Their coverage of shit does suck. Just look at the Obama administration. The only people criticizing Obama is Fox News, and they get shit for doing that.
But let's just be, so...
He tends to do that a lot in his videos, considering that he creates them impromptu without any real thought ahead of time.
We're running around here.
I highly doubt that, considering your physique.
We're trying to figure out who these people are, and I think it's becoming a little too much of a problem.
The only person you mention by name, if stupid whore counts, is S.E. Cupp, and she's only been around for a few months. You also mention people who have near-death experiences, yet those people have been around since the beginning of time, so I feel to see how this is a problem.
When we're all fighting, trying to get
Could you think of what you're going to say before you actually form a sentence?
people to stop saying, oh, well, I'm an atheist, but immediately upon the lines we have a problem.
You do have a point there. Just because you begin a sentence with, I'm not a so-and-so, doesn't mean what you're going to say is any less offensive or questionable.
The same principle as if you say, I ain't a racist, man, but,
You're comparing people who begin their sentences with, I'm an atheist, with people who say, I'm not a racist. Talk about classy.
Because what you're about to say is you can't say I'm not something or I am something in order to excuse stupidity or bigotry or whatever bullshit you're about to spit out.
You make a good point. The only one you make in this video.
You're well within your rights to say it, but when you try to preempt it, like, well, I'm an atheist, and I believe that these people are just completely fucking over Christians. Are they abusing them? No, 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 no. Are they taking away the right to believe? Well, no. Are they just completely ignoring the fact that they exist and, calling them on their bullshit? I mean, well, yeah, you can't just go around doing that. So what the fuck's the problem?
You gotta love these one-sided arguments where the person is pretending to be the other person and argue what they believe, even if it's not exactly what they believe, because straw man arguments are fun.
If you're an atheist, you wouldn't care. That's actually a good thing from the eyes of an atheist.
Once again, Nesteph is playing the no true Scotsman fallacy. Atheists wouldn't care how Christians are treated in the media. S.E. Cupp cares, and she's an atheist. Therefore, she is not a true atheist. I don't know if you understand your own position, Nesteph, but being an atheist simply means you don't believe in God. It doesn't mean you have to be against religion. For one thing, not all religions observe a monotheistic God like Buddhism and Hinduism. Buddhists are spiritual atheists, so you can be an atheist and religious. I know most atheists are opposed to religion, but that doesn't mean atheists can't defend it, especially if it's being treated unfairly in the media. Now, I haven't read S.E. Cupp's book, I don't know what her main points are or if they're accurate or not, so I can't tell whether or not she's right in saying Christians are being treated unfairly in the media. Even if she's wrong, the fact she's making the point doesn't make her less of an atheist. I'm a Christian. I'm opposed to radical Islam. I'm also opposed to moderate Muslims being treated unfairly for wanting to build a mosque near Ground Zero, or in Tennessee. I may not agree with their religion, but I believe they have a right to practice it in this country, and if they want to build a mosque, so be it. Does that make me less of a Christian for defending them? No, being a Christian only means subscribing to the Christian faith. It doesn't mean being opposed to people who have a different faith than you. Likewise, being an atheist only means not believing in God, not that you have to be opposed to people who do. S.E. Cupp is no less of an atheist for arguing that Christians are being fairly treated in the media.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's right. Start choking, bitch.
When I first saw this video, I thought he was really stuttering. Considering his other videos, I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
Or the people go, well,
See what I mean?
Our local moron, Kirk Cameron.
How is Kirk Cameron a local moron? Does he live near you?
I was a devout atheist. First of all, what the fuck are you talking about, Kirk? There's no such thing as a devout atheist.
Considering that devout means devoted to divine worship, calling someone a devout atheist would be an oxymoron.
It requires no belief, or faith, or anything. There's nothing to be devout about.
Well, one could be devout, and I use that term loosely about their lack of belief. You see, to me there are two types of atheists. There are normal atheists who simply lack a belief in God. Then there are the quote-unquote devout atheists who not only disbelieve in God, but are 100% certain that he does not exist, and waste their time arguing that God does not exist, refuting arguments for his existence, criticizing religious people and religion in general, and trying to convert other people to atheism. To me and others, that's what a devout atheist is, and there are plenty of examples like Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens, or here on YouTube, Thunderfoot and Pat Condell.
Now, I know a few other people have done this in the video, but my whole thing is, I'm tired of going through videos and watching them and shit, and people talking about, well, I wasn't, and
Could you please form a complete sentence? My goodness, Shadowblaze X8 is more coherent than you.
then we let these motherfuckers say this shit like, oh, there's an atheist on Fox News.
Because atheists haven't appeared on Fox News before, have they?
Okay, immediately upon the fact that you hear the words Fox News in something, you should automatically not believe it.
So everything Fox News says is wrong. Granted, I don't believe Fox News is as fair and balanced as it claims to be, but that doesn't mean that they're always wrong. A broken clock still tells the correct time twice a day.
Yeah, there was an atheist on Fox News talking about how the liberal media is killing, getting rid of Christians. What? Oh, Kirk Cameron used to be an atheist until he came in contact with God. No, he wasn't.
Because you know Kirk Cameron more than he knows himself.
Anybody who worked with Kirk Cameron will tell you straightforward to the point that Kirk Cameron actually was nowhere near along the lines of an atheist.
Could you please give an example? Name a few names? Anything? Anyone? No? You sure you don't want to back up your claims with anything? Look, I'm not saying he wasn't a devout atheist, because I think Richard Dock is more along that line. But I do believe that he was an atheist, or at least a person who didn't take the Christian faith seriously.
He's always been a crazy, fucked up little fucker.
Because atheists can't be fucked up little fuckers.
I know I'm using fucked up words a lot.
That's what you get when you turn on the camera and start yapping your yapper.
But, I mean, just the idea of Kirk Cameron running around here going, well, I used to be an atheist. Until there was an issue. Well, you didn't even used to be an atheist. You were never an atheist.
So, Kirk Cameron was never an atheist because he became a Christian. Once again, you are using the no true Scotsman fallacy. People convert to and from religion all the time. That doesn't mean they didn't really believe what they used to believe. It just means they were presented with other evidence, or they experienced something in their life that made them rethink what they originally believed. If Kirk Cameron was never a true atheist, Dan Barker was never a true Christian minister, and people who put sugar in their porridge are not true Scotsmen.
You might not have been an uber devout Christian, but you were never a devout atheist.
I don't think he was a devout atheist as he claimed to be. He just seemed to be someone who simply didn't believe in God, or at least took the concept of God seriously. Like I said, a devout atheist would be someone who doesn't believe in God, is certain he does not exist, argues that he doesn't exist, criticizes others who believe that he exists, and tries to convert others to atheism and/or destroy religion. In other words, the entire atheist community.
Atheism is non-theism.
No! Really? I never would have guessed. Thank you for enlightening me, Nesteph.
Non-theist, an atheist, a non-theist.
Thank you for repeating that. I didn't get it the first time.
It does not require you to believe in anything at all.
I think you have atheism confused with nihilism. Nihilism doesn't believe in anything at all. Atheism isn't believing in God. That doesn't mean you don't have any other beliefs. Do you believe in free speech? You do? Congratulations, you believe in something!
All atheism comes in contact with is the idea that you say, I don't believe what you're saying.
Well, I don't believe what you're saying. Does that make me an atheist? You have atheism confused with skepticism.
If somebody comes up to you and says there's a pink unicorn outside...
Atheists really come up with the most creative analogies for God. First was a cosmic teapot, then it was the flying spaghetti monster, now it's invisible pink unicorns. What's next? A giant two-headed gingerbread man that craps butterscotch and farts cinnamon?
And you go outside and you look around, and there's no pink unicorn, and they say, well, trust me on this one. Because and then they come back and tell you all the things the pink unicorn said you need to change about yourself, then you know what? You'd be a non-pink unicornist. Or an A pink unicornist.
An A pink unicornist. Wow, very professional there.
If a giant purple dinosaur showed up and told you, it reminds me of a song,
I love you, you love me, let's get together and kill Barney. Then we can ridicule Nesteph for being an incoherent fat guy with a crappy webcam and who makes logical fallacies even though he's an atheist and is supposed to be super smarter than us Christians. Yeah, I'm a terrible singer.
And there is nothing out there to support the idea of purple dinosaurism. Well, guess what? If you don't believe in purple dinosaurism, you are a non-purple dinosaurus. Or an a-purple dinosaurus.
So if you see a purple dinosaur and there's no evidence of a purple dinosaur even though you saw it with your own eyes, if you don't believe in that purple dinosaur even though you saw it, then you're an a-purple dinosaurist. You may want to think about what you say before you actually say it.
It's all the same shit.
Of course it is!
You wouldn't go out and try to defend a purple dinosaurus who come on and try to say, well, you don't believe in the purple dinosaur, so therefore you should do what we purple dinosaurs say.
No, but I would defend his right to believe what he wants and say what he says. I'd also defend him if he was being treated unfairly in the media, you know, like what S.C. Cupp was doing. That doesn't belittle my belief that Barney the dinosaur doesn't exist.
Because that's not what a person who doesn't believe in the purple dinosaur would do.
And a true Scotsman would never put sugar in his porridge.
You can't say, well, I used to not believe in purple dinosaur, and then I came up one day and said there's a purple dinosaur. Well, then you didn't not believe in a purple dinosaur to begin with. You believed in the purple dinosaur the entire time.
How is that any different from Christians who claim that atheists secretly believe in God? They just pretend he doesn't exist. Because this argument that atheists who convert to theism, or more specifically Christianity, were never really atheists, is starting to sound a lot like that. I say one last time, you are using a no true Scotsman fallacy. From what I know about atheists, they argue that they don't believe in God because apparently there is no evidence for his existence. I don't believe God is dependent on empirical evidence or scientific evidence, but let's go with that. By that very qualification, atheists will believe in God if they are presented evidence of its existence. Kirk Cameron did not believe in God, he was presented with evidence. Therefore, he became a theist. That does not mean he wasn't an atheist, just that he changed his mind about being one. Now granted, Cameron and other converts like him have lower standards for evidence than other atheists. They are willing to take a Bible verse or an answered prayer or an unexplained miracle in their life, or even, as you pointed out, a near-death experience as evidence for God. Other atheists are pickier. They have a higher standard of evidence. In fact, some have ridiculously high standards of evidence. I am certain that if God stepped out of the clouds and slapped Richard Dawkins halfway across the Atlantic, he still wouldn't believe in God. Be that as it may, you cannot say that atheists who convert to theism were never true atheists, or that Christians who convert to atheism were never true Christians, or that Scotsmen who put sugar in their porridge were never true Scotsmen. It is a logical fallacy.
You just didn't believe in purple dinosaur to the extent you thought you did.
Well, which one is it, Nesteph? Which one is it? Did they not never believe in a purple dinosaur, or did they not believe in him to the extent that they thought they did? Those are two different contradictory positions. You cannot be both.
And you lived as if the purple dinosaur was not real.
Because they never believed in the purple dinosaur to begin with. Or they just didn't believe in him to the extent they thought they did. Or they thought they didn't believe in him, but they secretly did believe in him. Or they weren't uber devout in their belief in him. Or they put sugar in their porridge. Or I am very, very confused.
Regardless of whether or not he told you that he loves you and you love him.
Because then I would actually have evidence of his existence, which would mean I didn't believe in him, but now I do. But then we wouldn't be having this conversation, now would we?
And that it reminds me of a song.
I could go for a Barney song right now. I'm really out of it. Ew.
So, people, when you're online and you see that shit, please call these people out on it. I mean, flood their fucking videos, their mail, email boxes, whatever it is, break them.
So you're encouraging your viewers to spam and troll other people's YouTube accounts if they claim to have converted from atheism. I fucking applaud you, man. That is a very responsible suggestion to make, because we definitely need more people receiving PMs like this.
You're not an atheist! No, you are not!
I mean, seriously, Nesteph, how would you feel if I told my subscribers and viewers to troll your original video and channel and spam your inbox? I don't think you'd appreciate it. No, not at all. So don't tell your viewers to do likewise to other people they suspect of being fake atheists.
Because if not, they're gonna keep trying to use that little fucking trick there. Well, I used to be an atheist until I saw that the purple dinosaur was real.
I thought atheists didn't believe in God. No, wait, they don't believe in anything. No, they don't believe whatever you tell them. No, they don't put sugar in their porridge.
Yes. And does it remind you of a song? Yes, it reminds me of a song. Yeah. All praises be to he who is called Barney.
Nah, I prefer the giant two-headed gingerbread man who craps butterscotch and farts cinnamon. At least you can eat him and his excrements. Well, this is Revenge of the Fallen signing out saying, let's put an end to confusion.